Well, we're back here in another episode of AtlaVentus. We're going to talk about some different discussions, or talk a little bit about us, our hikes, like what we think of the outdoors, all these different things, lots of topics to discuss. So I think that one of the ones that I'm wanting to get going on is about technology and our hikes, tech and outdoors. What is your opinion on it, Jordan? Like, what do you think when you go out on a hike and people are bringing their cell phones, they're bringing all these different gears and electronics, GPS, all that stuff? How do you think it affects when people go out, spend their time in nature?
Oh, affects? Or are you gonna ask it how you've written it down? Because
all right. Is tech ruining the outdoors? That's the topic. Okay. Are we addicted to our watches and phones when we're outside? What do you think?
Yes.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Well, because I love my Apple Watch.
And you've almost become reliant on it, right?
Yeah.
For your steps, for your tracking.
Reliant. I'll still do things without it, but
Wait, hold on. So the question was, is it tech ruining outdoors?
Yeah.
The outdoor vibe. No, that's just depending on the person. It's not ruining anything. If it's ruining it for someone, that's their own fault. That's their own brain rot happening. Honestly, yeah. Because, go into that a bit more. How could it be ruining outdoor things?
Okay. So again, are we addicted to our watches and phones when we're outside? So when you go to a beautiful spot.
Netflix out here.
No, it's just people become reliant on GPS maps, for example, and all of a sudden their phone dies or something like that, and they're stranded. There's been tons of times where people have gone out with the idea of not getting backups, of having a compass or understanding their trail or reading the directions. They just go based on their GPS, their smartwatch on their GPS, their phone, all those different things. They become too reliant on it. And the other side of it is, when you go to a really pretty place and you're focusing more on taking pictures or something, or maybe that's you and me, Jordan, but I know for myself for sure, I go to the mountains, there's a beautiful sunset going on, it's all glorious, and rather than sitting and just taking it all in, I'm setting up my camera to get these beautiful pictures, and they're awesome, but I'm not really taking in the moment. So I find that sometimes the tech does ruin it for me because I'm not enjoying nature as much.
Well, yeah. Sorry, okay, you can cut that out.
No, we'll leave that in there for the audience. Yeah, we got a close-up of you doing that. We're perfect.
Good one. Keep it.
Well, no, again, it's about the individual, right, I think. The tech isn't ruining outdoors. And what you were saying before there was cases of people using their tech or their phones or an app for their maps, and then it's failing on them. Well, it's just their own... That's just on them for not having a proper plan in place. It's not tech that's ruining it. It's just on the individual for only thinking beforehand, yes, we will use this and that will be it. Instead of having okay, we could use that, which will be convenience, but let's also get the the proper ways to plan out our routes and whatnot on a map and so on.
Yeah.
And also about the pictures and stuff and taking in the moments. Again, that's just on us. I mean, it's
that is more personal.
You just gotta find that moment to just either put the camera down for a second and choose to live in that moment, or if you want to, cause I get what you mean by saying that, but.
Mm-hmm. And I think it depends on some of these places you do still have service, and yeah, people will still check their messages, check Instagram or something, scroll and stuff like that when they should be enjoying nature. So I think it depends, on the individual and the situation. I do think, though, that there is something nice about when you have no electronics with you, you're just able to be in nature and just actually unplug from everything. It is nice.
Turn it off. Brain down the drain.
But some people don't do that.
That's brain down the drain. That's their own fault. You can just turn it off and use it when you want, when the time's right.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Marcus?
I think it's a discipline issue.
Yeah.
That's what I think it is. I mean, I think tech is a great help.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, more tech and better technology is always good too.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, if you're scrolling around on social media or, you're fucking around like that, you're wasting your time. But I mean, with you, taking photos, I mean, you're doing your job. So, it's just, it depends kind of, on the context, though, and, it depends on, Because I mean, I like to use technology to like monitor my heart rate and like kind of like keep up my progress, track things. Like that's like a help.
Distances and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's like a help,
Mm-hmm.
right? Instead of just like sitting there guessing and all this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like, it depends too. I mean, like, if you're gonna go out, like, let's say for like a 3-day hike and you're out there for a while, well, first of all, if you're reactive and you're just taking your phone, you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna do this. Well, I think you're stupid.
Yeah.
You know, that's just making a decision on the whim. Where if you're gonna do something like that and you actually plan, like, there is like technology geared towards what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, is an iPhone probably the most practical thing out there? No, it's not. I don't think so. I think there's better things. Right? And I mean, I think a satellite phone would be better. Right? Like, it kind of just depends on like what you're doing. But I mean, like, if you're going to take like a 5-kilometer walk, just like at the park, whatever, take your phone.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Hold up a second, you got some links
Nice.
still there.
So do you think
There you go. You got it.
Do you think we'd enjoy a hike or adventure more if we left some of the tech at home? Do you think like leaving our phone in the car and actually just being able to focus? I think for like me personally, I would, because like at least the camera side of things. Every time I go, I'm so ready to get a cool picture, ready to get a cool video clip. Like we've always been doing that. And like I said, sometimes I don't take in the moment. Sunset, and all of a sudden it's gone. And I didn't really like take it in. I feel like if I leave that stuff, I'm actually able to think a little bit differently. I'm not having that feeling of needing to pull out my phone and check something. I mean, like watches I don't really care about. Like watches more distance and that kind of stuff. But like phone, camera stuff, sometimes it is nice to just be disconnected from everything and just be away from it.
Absolutely not. I don't know what you're talking about. No, you talk about the nice sunsets and all that. You leave that camera, you don't take it in your moment, and you don't have it with you, that option, so you can really take it in. Well, what happens then? You're on that hike, and there's that magnificent sunset, whatever. Bloody hell, I wish I had my camera. Oh my goodness, I'm only gonna actually like really remember this only for, you know, a few weeks. It's gonna degrade in my memory instead of actually being able to see that picture and be like, oh, looking at that picture for years to come. Right?
So you disagree?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
And again, you just, you know, if you really want to take that moment, yeah, well, take out your camera, get that moment, and then put it down, and then bloody well enjoy it, right? Just at least capture that shit. I don't know. I'm just saying, if you think about that, I want to unplug, and then you don't have it with you, and then these spectacular moments happen, and you're like, oh, I fucked up. I need my shit. I can't. I'm only gonna remember this now, and it's gonna degrade in my head. So, yeah.
It's a great point.
Yeah.
I agree with him.
Wow, okay. Yeah.
But I mean, like, at the same time, like, if unplugging is your problem, then like fix it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it does come down to personal, each individual.
You know, like, I mean, like, there will be other sunsets, whatever. You got to do what you got to do. You know, but I mean, if you're gonna say you're gonna do it, then do it. You know, so again, like, I just think it comes back down to like discipline. At the end of the day, nothing controls you. It's you yourself, right? So
Yeah. And keep in mind, we've personally had those experiences before where we've gone to a certain spot and we're like, we wish we had the proper nice camera with us, not just our silly phone. And then we'll go back to that spot like another day.
And it's just clear blue sky or just terrible.
Yeah, where there's not in our favor at all, not for that same like details that we had that when we didn't have the shit, we didn't have the camera. So yeah. I'd say always have that with you, and like, yeah, you have trouble taking the moment, we'll just do that, but just, you know, have those things ready for like proper nice moments that you don't want to let go of, that you want to have look like at the shit so you can always look at and not forget.
this means a lot for you, right?
It make yeah, because I've got, you know, you just look back at memories, right, and you can just feel. When you can actually see it, you can feel.
Yeah.
It becomes more than if you try and think about an image, and you don't have any like refreshers on it, right? There's only so much you can really just, if you sit there and think, you can really relive and grasp. But if you got a nice picture or video, that can help bring back the feeling of the moment as well. At least I feel there's these things. I know everyone senses things different in this life and lives, their bodies work differently. But
That's perfect.
yeah.
I think the pleasure side of things, it makes sense not to bring. Like some people are bringing their Nintendo Switches or something like that out to camp and stuff. I think that's a different situation though. I do think there's tools that are helpful out there.
Well, I mean, if you're staying overnight somewhere, I could see bringing that or something if you want to watch a movie or something like
But
that.
like backcountry camping, you're not gonna bring that.
Nintendo Switch, right?
Yeah, not really, but like I don't see a problem with doing that. I mean, as long as you're not walking with the bloody thing and playing a game. Oh, I'm tripping out and you fall and just you fucking, you know. Other than that, yeah.
Then
I mean,
it's an issue.
yeah, you know, like we've been saying this whole time, there's the right moments
Yeah.
with what you bring, right? So
All right. Well,
Let's talk about something a little more like crucial. Let's talk about like a GPS or like maps. Like with my watch here, I can put maps on it and be able to like track where I'm going and everything backcountry. Could you navigate with a compass if our gear died? Like let's say something happens and we're reliant on this GPS. Do we actually have the skills to like take a compass and be like, we know how to get out of here? I think that's a time when being too reliant on it can be life or death.
Like a zombie apocalypse or something.
yeah.
well, yeah, just don't be reliant on it. Just have a solid plan, right?
Zombie apocalypse, or I mean, like let's say, okay, we're going to Tonquin. We're not going with our guide. It's us three, and we're just going. We have the whole route on a GPS. 2 hours in, the GPS dies, won't turn back on. How fucked are we? Because we don't know the exact route. Yes, there are signs and stuff like that, but there's also little off trails and all these different things.
Yeah, but
Do we actually know?
I think we'll be able to get out.
You think so?
Yeah, we didn't use the compass last time.
But you had somebody who's done it before.
it's a trail.
Just notice that.
It's okay.
What the fuck? Okay.
Okay.
That's why it's good to have that monitor.
Right?
Is that one a manual?
No.
I mean, it should be fine for you. I think it's just because, yeah.
You can just flip the screen out and point it towards you so you can look back and see.
Yeah. That's good. You can see that too.
Is it on my eye?
Yeah, the one.
Nice. Okay. But you think we'll get out?
Yeah, there's trails.
Right.
Follow the trail.
Okay, well, let's talk about a situation where the trails aren't as neatly kept. We're not going to somewhere as you're more bushwhacking. Then I think it's an issue where you're too reliant on equipment.
Yeah, I'm fucked.
Yeah, we're screwed. We're going to be on one of those shows where they find our bodies 3 months later.
You know?
What about you?
Like, I feel like learning those skills in that, like, it is important to have a backup, especially when you're going out and you're not going to have service, you're not going to have anything. I feel like then it's worth to know a little more than just what your GPS can tell you. Shit happens, right? Nature's unpredictable.
With the big events like that, just have a solid plan in place. Don't just rely on.
So what would your plan be? You're in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
There's no obvious trail. All you see is just trees and bush.
Yeah, you're
Totally lost. You've gone too far. You're turned around. You have no idea where you are.
You don't know how you got there, or like you don't know what led you to that moment, and you don't know where to go.
Okay, Ian.
No, like what are you doing? Like what's your game plan?
Bloody hell, I don't know.
Well,
like,
Actually think it out. Like, actually think it out. Like, what is gonna be your first step?
one.
Okay, well, like, you're saying that I don't know how I got there and everything like that.
I'm saying you lost your trail.
Okay.
Yeah, it happens to people all the time. They'll go on a trail, they'll get mixed up. All of a sudden, they're in the middle of fucking Vancouver Island in the bush. Everything looks the same. They're lost. What are you gonna do? Let's just say that you are pretty far away from the trail. You're out there. What is your first step?
Okay, well, it depends on what is put in place beforehand. Like we've been talking about, if we've got a digital GPS and
you have no.
Service. Your GPS isn't working.
No, so the question is just like, if you're like in the middle of the bush, okay? Fuck, you were hiking and now all of a sudden you're fucked up somewhere.
Yeah.
You're lost. You lost the trail, so there's no obvious path for you to walk. You're literally walking on like moss and trees and shit,
Yeah.
okay? All you see is thick woods and bush, okay? My question is just like, what is your game plan? Like, and I'm assuming like your technology is not working out there.
Then I've no bloody clue what else to do.
No.
What do you mean no? That's it, that's my answer. I don't know.
We know you're fucked,
Yeah.
and we know you're gonna die.
That's it then. Dead.
Okay. Okay, but like, you know, you're like a day or two out from civilization.
Dead. Yeah. That's
Okay, but like, here's the thing, dude. Like, there's water, so you're not gonna just be instantly dead. Okay, you're gonna suffer for 30 days, at least. Right? That's assuming that, like, okay, we said Vancouver Island, like, there's some water around, like, you can drink some water,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So you'll get thirsty. I don't think you're gonna die of thirst. That's not gonna happen.
Right.
Okay? You're gonna starve. Like, that's probably gonna be your demise.
Okay, yeah.
Okay? So you're telling me that, like, okay, like, you know, you're probably 2 days out from somewhat of a civilization, a town or a gas station, whatever.
Yeah.
Now my question is just like, so you're gonna have, like, would you have the will to live, yes or no?
Well, yes.
Okay, so you're gonna try to survive. So
Yeah.
what is step one? You know nothing.
Like I said, it's what, was put in place before. But what you're giving me here just sounds like I'm done in.
No, you're not done it.
Well, I obviously don't know, like, the ways to do
So
these
you
things.
wouldn't try to look for the North Star or something like that. You wouldn't like see where the sun is rising, where the sun is setting. Because we know the sun, rises in the east? I don't even know that.
How do we not know that?
No, and it sets in the west. Yeah, it rises in the east and it sets in the west.
You said that at this spot I'm at now, like, it doesn't matter. So you're completely fucked up, man. You don't know which fucking way. Okay, well then it doesn't matter what sun fucking set way.
Oh my god, you're not listening, bro.
I am listening, and I'm.
No, like, there's a way out. There obviously is a way out. You're just lost.
Okay.
And you don't know where you're going.
Okay.
So what is your game plan? Like, how can you ground yourself into a game plan to, like, get your way out of there?
What is going to be your first step? What are you going to do to survive so that you can make it out of there alive?
Okay, so
Like, are you gonna look for the North Star?
I don't know. Does it matter which direction that is?
Yes,
Because-
it does matter.
Okay, so I've got the North Star here. Okay, I'll be going that direction. I'm going in a fucking off direction. Does it
I
matter?
don't know, man. Like, hey, I know as
I
know as little as
You don't
you.
know.
But the thing is like, I feel like I'm gonna survive and you're gonna die.
Well, fucking, that's a good thing that you've got like these survival skills. I don't. I don't know why you're asking me.
It's not survival skills. It's a plan.
A plan.
Because like this is okay. Here, no, I'm gonna assume that you and I both together. Okay.
Yeah, didn't I just say before? It depends on what has been put in place before, and that includes a plan. But you're fucking talking about like just, oh, buddy, you're fucking out here. You don't know anything. Well then, shit. I don't know, do I? Because there's no fucking plan. I said
like-
just depending what
like,
fucking
you
plans
just-
put in place beforehand, and you're shitting the shits.
No, but okay, no, but here's the thing. You said if I was to do something, there'd be a plan in place. Okay, so
Yeah.
now, like, just put yourself in this scenario, work back. What would that plan be if you're out there?
Okay, well, first of all, this type of thing.
Maybe you should go first. You go first, and then Jordan can explain his plan
Yeah,
after
he doesn't
he after he hears.
Actually, like go into some shits and branch of shits.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, no.
Okay.
No, I was going to say, like, well, first of all, I wouldn't be like hiking alone, like doing this kind of thing alone,
Okay, you and me are out there.
right?
You're gonna sit there and die by the sounds of it.
Why?
Because, like you just said, I have no plan. I have no plan. Like, I'm trying to work.
No!
Right here.
I'm saying you're saying what the case is. I'm saying that we would have a plan beforehand, but you're no, buddy, you don't know anything. No, what's step one if you didn't have anything like this? That's what you've been saying.
Okay, well, I'm trying, like, but do you understand the scenario I've painted, yes or no?
Well, yes.
Okay.
Well, then you're asking me like, okay, what's the shit? And I'm like saying, well,
Okay, I won't cut you off anymore. Continue.
because there would be a bloody plan in place, wouldn't there?
What is the
No, I'm too tired. See, and that's the thing, I'm already sleep deprived right now. You've got me down here speaking with you on these matters and that.
But like that's
I don't have this plan to think about in my head right now.
better because the thing is, if you're gonna go out hiking, you're gonna be sleep deprived too.
Yeah, that's true, Jordan.
So you got to make decisions while you're tired. So it's actually the perfect time to do it.
Yeah,
You're giving you a real scenario here. Okay, yeah. Let's hear yours.
my plans.
Yeah.
One, I'll chill out. Step one, relax. I guess like if it's still daylight out, I would look to see what the sun's doing, where it's setting, because we know it sets in the west, rises in the east. Okay, don't know what my game plan is. At least like now I have like a sense of direction. So like yes, at this point I probably know where I'm roughly at.
Okay.
So if I know there's a town west and I probably got to travel 2 days west, then I know I just have to follow the direction of the sun, right? Because it sets in the west. Okay, like if it's nighttime, I probably won't travel too much because if you're in the deep forest and it's thick woods, you're gonna get lost, buddy.
It's gonna get even worse.
It's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
Right? But while it's still daylight, I would try to find like a stream or something.
Yeah, you need water.
Okay, but like also because waters drain off somewhere,
But you follow the water.
right? That would probably be like another game plan I have. Because then at least like I'll have like an idea. Because you know how like in Vancouver, like there's always like creeks and like little streams that runs into like bigger bodies of water, and bigger bodies of water always seem to travel like.
Or they go to the ocean. Yeah. Yeah.
The ocean. That'd be my game plan. And while I walk those streams and the rivers and like, you know, I know where the sun's at, you're still at the same place dying.
Why am I
Yeah.
Why am I here doing?
I got no plan.
I'm saying there would be a plan. You've been telling me there is no plan.
Thank God you're here.
Essentially, yeah. So be like, right, Marius, what are we doing then? Tell us what to do, and that'll be it. Right then.
Right.
Well, I don't know what we really kind of shits from that other than, yeah, you should have a plan and kind of have some knowledge on what to do
Yes.
in these situations. Yeah, nice one, Marius. Now, what else to talk about?
Sakes. The question was, how can we navigate with a compass if our gear died? Could we?
That's even easier.
Big brain Marius here knows, yeah. Survivalist Marius.
Continue.
No,
I'm not mocking. This is it.
I actually agree with him.
Yeah.
I think I should do the thinking for him.
Yeah.
For him.
Him.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you need to learn, Jordan.
So honestly, with the compass, same thing.
Hmm.
Same thing, because like if like let's say like you're going to Tonquin. Okay, like now I know I got to look at where Tonquin is on a map,
Yeah.
right? Because then you can kind of see like where Jasper is in relation to Tonquin. So like let's just say for an example that it's southeast,
As long
Because you know that beforehand, though. If you don't, you're
need
fucked.
to know that beforehand, right? So now I know if I get lost in Tonquin, it's just like, okay, well I gotta like move more southeast.
Yeah.
And then the compass just shows you exactly where that is.
Yeah, as long as you know, yeah.
I would say that I haven't had the experience. Like I've never just gone out and taken a compass and like just used based on that. I think you could probably figure it out, but you would need some knowledge beforehand.
Yeah.
You would hope to know where the town is. And I mean, like, that is things that we probably should know before some of these hikes. Just those little things. I think if I was in Tonquin or one of these big places and my GPS died and I was kind of screwed, I think it would be very, very tough.
What? I think we are.
Have we ever made a dumb decision because we trusted an app?
Is this related to outdoor stuff or?
Yes. I mean, I've had it where Google Maps will tell me where a place is and it takes me to the wrong location.
necessarily like outdoors related.
Oh, can any of this be related to workout stuff, body improvement and shit too?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I mean, recently these past 3 months, I've been using a certain app for my workouts, tracking all like the weights, reps and sets and all that. And it was messing up last week. And I thought in my head I should be writing this stuff down manually as I go. Of course, like during that week when the app was messed up, didn't have a record of all this stuff. I'm going to the gym, I don't have my bits, and I'm trying to wing it. Trying to remember what these things were. These certain weights and reps I'd be doing, I can't remember, right? For the most part. Just like rough estimates, and that's not good for tracking, yeah? So, I mean, there's that.
And I mean, yeah, it can apply because here there's a real story. So in Yosemite, right? That's what it's called? Yosemite Park in the States? I think it's Yosemite.
Where's Yosemite?
I don't think it's Yosemite. I think it's Yosemite. Yosemite sounds weird. Real story. Yosemite/Yosemite. In 2017, a mom and a daughter tried a shortcut, a trail, to Inspiration Point. Their app misled them, and they ended up getting cliffed out on a ledge. Literally couldn't go up, couldn't go down, and they had to be rescued after 2.5 hours of panic. So that's a situation where relying on an app, which can mess up, or technology, could screw you, and that could be life or death.
That sounds like a wild example.
It is, but I mean, like, that's what happens when you go out there. Like, it could be as big as life or death, right?
That's why you need Marius there with you with all the plans.
If they had Marius, this would not happen.
That's right. Yeah.
Probably not. But no, I'm actually curious. Like, I just need more context on this because it's like, how does that happen?
They
Tried to find a shortcut. So there's the main trail that goes up to Inspiration Point. Their app told them that they could go a different way and it would be a shortcut. They ended up going that way and it was all washed out. And it was an issue. And they got to an area where, like on a ledge type spot, where it was too hard to get back or they were too scared to get back. I don't know the details on that part. But they got to an area where they were kind of screwed and they had to be rescued because they followed the app. I mean, should they have done that? No, they should have stuck to the main trail, which is something that we should do when we're out there, is we stick to the main trail that's been laid out.
Wait, so that main trail was washed out, you said?
No, the main trail was fine, but they wanted to find a shortcut that would get them there sooner.
There you go then, yeah.
Therefore, they got stuck.
Yeah. Well, it's just kind of...
Shit happens.
Yeah.
But I just feel like with this story, I just don't have like a lot of context to this. So, like, again, I don't know what they... Because again, like, it sounds kind of stupid to me that like you're just like halfway up a cliff now or whatever.
It happens.
I think they went down an area and they thought that they could just keep going, and then it was too sketchy or whatever to get back up. But the story is that they relied on their app because their app told them it was a shortcut and they could go down it, and it ended up screwing them. So the idea is that being too reliant on tech, especially out in these kind of situations, could lead to issues if you don't understand how to actually hike or to use non-tech for it.
Yeah. I don't know.
It just sounds like, yeah, it was just a bad decision and they got stuck, right? And obviously, like, technology helped them get out by calling emergency services.
Or I guess emergency found them, however that happened. But yeah. All right, well, that's tech ruining outdoor vibes. We had some conversations. We tried out some scenarios. We realized that Marius is needed on these adventures.
Yeah.
Because he'll rescue us.
Nothing's ruined when he's there. It's all salvage, nothing to build on.
I appreciate that you recommend that.